Hey everybody, it's Master Gallengeist here, bringing you my review of the Immortal Thor issue 24, 2023. This is the next to last one before the end of the run, and this cover is fucking amazing. Before we dive into this, I also saw information that I was talking about Street Sharks earlier, and that IDW and Mattel are resurrecting Street Sharks in a new series for fall of 2024 in comic book form. So that's a cool little thing. Keep a lookout for that if you're interested. That's just nice kind of callbacks from the past. But to Thor. So we were seeing them attempting to get out of Utgard. Let's see how this kind of works out for them. Death stands above me, whispering low. I know not what into my ear. Of his strange language all I know is there is not a word of fear. From death undreaded, Walter Savage Landor. Behold the unforgiving city. Behold Nurgle, or Nrgl. It had dwelled in Utgard since the primal time, when the oldest gods made war. Since that time of exile, it had grown larger and stronger. It had built itself in all directions out to infinity, but always around a central point. The place of power, the throne of Kimur, god of kings and king of gods. There was a symbiotic relationship. The city had a need for rule. The ruler had a need for territory. Of all the Utgard gods, these two were closest in nature. Now Kimur was dead, and Nurgle screamed. That's fucking gnarly. The dwellers don't like that we killed their king, Thor. We have another fight on our hands. The trial of Utgard goes on, it seems, as we see shit getting real quick. And I like that little close-up there of Hermod. And I fear faithful Heimdall is near his second death. We know not where his soul would fly to now, nor do I wish him to find out. So we must return him swiftly to the care of Asgard. Loki, way ahead of you, Thor, as Loki recalls their arrow. And it's like, whoa, that way, follow the arrow. It's like, alright, this is important. Keep it in mind for later. Once I recall my axe from within Kimur's chest and my belt from his snout, we shall, if it is truly so simple to leave the maze that nearly destroyed us as we entered. What is that arrow made from? And this is crazy because it's been a while since I've heard this being talked about. The Eternity Mask, a piece of eternity itself, crafted into the bane of all kings. That's how it slew King Kimur to begin with. Keep up, Thor. Aye, that answers for the Great Bull, but not for the city he ruled. It's like, oh shit, it'd been a while since there was someone going around with that mask, and I kind of lost track of it for a while. It's like, that's interesting, and a big kind of powerful thing there. 'Tis as it was when Loki rebuilt the Rainbow Bridge. They block my questions with a story, while the true answer lurks below it, and surely a dark truth indeed. All magic has a cost, so what is the true cost of the magic you now wield, Loki? Very good questions there, Thor. And who will pay it? Who indeed, Thor? Who indeed? It's like, oh shit. This way, into the mist. The little skull keeps to the rules in their fashion. Through story magic. I brought these small gods from the forest to the city, and into my keeping. Thus by story magic they may return the same way. Though I could always cheat, I am the trickster, and I am the trick. Is it not in my nature to break rules? I could hold them here, in a frozen moment, that lasts as long as we say it does. But no. The story moves on, and if there are rules to this game with Gaia, then let there be rules. Let the oldest rule apply. As we see Utgard Loki doing the crazy shit. And I love how this is done. It's so gnarly and seeing their eyes. It's like, shit. That Thor must pass his trial. The Utgard Gate, the way to the Black Bridge, and back to Asgard. How did you do it, Loki? I have that same question, Scourge, but now is not the time. Did you not hear the voice of Utgard Loki just now? You hear voices again, Thor? That is an ill omen, my friend. That it is. You lend your strength to mine and be swift. If we can pull the gate closed again, we can seal the forces of Utgard in their land. Foolish Asa Thor. You are no master magician. You cannot rewrite the game as you play it. You walked through this gate to face your trial. As we see them attempting to fix everything. And such a trial is not to be escaped but endured. Now you will pit the strength of your arm against the deep magic in my bones. Foolish, foolish Asa Thor. You cannot seal the gate if there is no gate. As we see Utgard Loki there and then blasting it. It's like, holy shit. And exclamation from Scourge, Ode's blood. Thor, for his part, had nothing left to say. Utgard Loki had created the Utgard Gate, and he had now destroyed it. Such was always his prerogative. And now the hordes of Utgard would sweep across Asgard, and then Midgard, and then every other realm. For who would hold them back? Cross the Black Bridge, Hermod. Carry Heimdall to safety. The creatures of Utgard will follow us even to the Golden Realm, Thor. There is no safety. There is no gate. Not so, brother, for I am the gate. As we see the thunder crackling and Thor there with his hammer, his axe, and his belt. His bloodied axe. Shame stung Hermod's cheek then. Aye, my liege, I will hurry to return, and bring all Asgard with me when I do. As for you, Loki, and Loki was gone, without a word. Oh. Then it is you and me, Thor. I will stand with thee to the end. I know, and it would be my greatest honor, Scourge. But would it be wise? Two may hold the line easier than one, but when they fall together, then who is left? Oh, for we have been over this, Thor. I will not run away to Asgard without a fight. I would never ask you to. I will stand at the gate, Scourge, but you must hold the bridge. As we see Hermod fleeing and them doing what they need to, Thor going up and grasping Scourge's shoulder. My lord, should I fall, your duty is to defend the Black Bridge, or destroy it. You stood alone at Galabru, Scourge. Who else could I trust? Pausing. Give them hell, All-Father. Nay, give them Asgard. I will. Live well, Scourge. Live well, good Scourge. Be happy. As we get more thought bubbles from Thor as he gets ready. And are you happy, Thor? You have everything you wished for, after all. You chose this sacrifice. Chose your lonely vow over standing with a noble comrade. Here at the end, you chose to stand alone. So stand, God of Thunder. Stand and fight. As we see this great 2-page here with some paneling here, and we see some crazy ass shit. You're like, what the fuck's that thing? The dark forest was forest no more. Nurgle, the endless city, had arrived, and so too had Mejid the hooded one. God of ghosts and mysteries, God of the inexplicable, the smiter. What? Where has he who strikes unseen, who then disappeared? Wow. It's like, no. Thor! As we check in on Sif and the rest of those at Asgard. Beyond the Black Bridge on the other side of Asgard, where the Rainbow Bridge shone, the Lady Sif held her vigil. Her eyes had inherited her brother Heimdall's sight, her ears his hearing, and it not prevented by magic, she saw and heard all in the realms, and a glimpse of things on the edge of no realm at all. To arms! All Asgard to arms! Having glimpsed Thor's peril, nothing would prevent her from going to his aid. Warriors, to your swords! Wizards, to your spells! We must go now. Sif, wait. The alarm is raised, but there's a thing you must know. Have you lost your senses, Fandral? Thor needs us. He needs me. What else is there to know? Nothing, save her own blood. Sif? As we see her getting the information of Heimdall. A miracle, my lady. I saw it, Sif. What lay beyond all I had seen. I saw it. Heimdall. And I like focusing on her eyes crying. Treat him gently, Sif. He has suffered great agonies to return to us in living form. He needs a healer's care, as does Hermod. Nay, I promised my brother I must go back. Across the Vimmer, across the Black Bridge. I must, as Hermod collapses. And Volstagg picks him up. And also, Heimdall. He ran too fast for too long, poor fellow. I'll wager he has not eaten since his, seeming end at Tyr's hand. But fear not, my legendary hospitality will see both in rude health soon enough. Thank you, Volstagg. That will be your task then. I still have mine. And as Sif turned her all-seeing eyes towards Thor, as we're, shifting back, he saw only the blood in his eyes. Back, creatures of the Endless City, I say again, not one of you will take a single step upon this bridge while Thor bars the way. You will not pass! Not to Asgard, not to Midgard, not to any realm to which Thor belongs! As we see him cracking and racking and doing his things. I swear it on my blood, on the last drop of that blood. I swear it on my own death. And with each prophesied moment, the time of that death crept closer. Deep in his heart, Thor knew it, and the Hooded One knew it too. Foolish Asa Thor, to swear upon a thing so cheap, so easily given! Ugh! You face all the hordes of Nurgle now, and you face me, who is greater than all them all. As we see him cracking into Thor's like, no. This is a really interesting layout for these 2 pages. And you sent your servants away, to wait on the bridge for their turn to die, or to cower in your realm of weak soft gold. Nay, I sent my friends away. My servant is here. And this is bad fucking ass, man. For my servant is the great thunder that makes warriors tremble in their huts. My servant is the terrible lightning that sears flesh to bone. My servant is the storm. As we see him unleash, and I love that we build up, boom, boom, boom. For the master of storms was in the final minutes of his life, and in the face of that end, the wrath of the storm was dreadful to behold. The Utgard gods knew dread in those last moments, for the city dwellers were now scattered rubble. And what is a city without people? What is a mystery that can be caught in the hand? Let go of me! Let go! Hooded Medjed. Who is the unknown? I have a thing unknown to you, Hooded Medjed. A little while ago I threw my axe. Where is it now? And a moment later, it's like, oh shit. Medjed learned the answer. This is fucking gnarly. Just loving the art. Tormod returned to Thor's hand. Tormod, whose edge was keen as Thor's own wit. Tormod, which was his wile and his knowledge. Tormod, the end of all mysteries. And so Medjed died. And Thor's last stand was over. I live. Do you hear? I live! Thor lives! But we'll see about that. The clear air after the storm is crisp as new fallen leaves. I never thought I'd breathe such air again. Yet Medjed, the ghost god, lies dead before me. The endless city retreats from underfoot. Unthinkable as it seems, against all odds, all prophecies, the day is truly won. Yet I did not see Utgard Loki. Perhaps there is a final trick yet to play. Thor looked around him then. It's like, as we're seeing Thor think about all this, it's like, okay. Yet all he saw stood in the distance up on the black bridge was Loyal Scourge raising the blood axe in celebration of Thor's victory. And beyond him, just now arriving at the very farthest end of the bridge, just barely in his sight, was she who was his love in song and in story. In that moment, Thor knew many things, and knew them with a perfect crystal clarity. He knew that he had been a fool, but foolishness was over. He knew his true love. He knew who his true love had always been. He knew the time ahead with her would be as boundless as the fields of childhood and of the very last day of autumn. He knew that everything would be all right now. And then he died, with Loki stabbing him with the arrow. And that's where we end. Seeing some kind of previews, but then we see the preview for the next issue. The story ends. At the end of his tale, Thor strode into Vidblain, third land of the dead, whence nothing could return. And there, beyond all battles, beyond all cares, he stood and fought for justice one last time, against the great serpent who wore his own face and held his own hammer. This was the story of the immortal Thor and deciding on his fate. So, I really liked this because we were creeping toward the end. We see the ramifications of Kimmer being killed and Nurgle going completely and utterly batshit nutties. And our heroes trying to deal with everything. Hermod getting Heimdall back in that great reunion with him and Sif. And then Volstagg just taking them both and being like, oh, don't worry, I'll get these guys back into shape. As they're going to help Thor. With Thor dealing with the hordes from Nurgle. And Medjed the mysteries of Utgard and how Thor got beaten down, but he was able to beat back, and thinking that everything was alright before Loki came up and stabbed him with the arrow made from the Eternity Mask. That's going to have some ramifications, and we'll see how that kind of works out with Thor's kind of death, and then the relaunch and everything. This had some great epic moments. I liked how they were trying to call out that you sent all your servants away. It's like, those are my friends. They are not my servants. My servant is the storm. And just him cracking everything. The art was just on point. This was fucking gnarly with Tormod just ripping through Medjed. Damn, we'll have to see how this works out. So those are my opinions on the issue. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. If you liked it, if you didn't like it, if you agree with me, if you disagree with me. Also like and subscribe, and I hope you have a good day.